Alright, what's up everybody? That took a bit longer to do than I thought. I was making myself a drink. So, let's get set up here properly. No more work until the new year, which is great. Hey, what's up, Salami?
No,
how you doing?
Slut.
What's up, Alan? Yeah, not much. I'll be going out a bit later on, so I thought I'd do a quick stream because I should be. I just need to get organized for the holiday because it's very tempting with the holiday coming up to just do fuck all. But I thought, no, you know what? We need to still keep a little bit of a routine. Otherwise, I'll just be, a slovenly mess in 3 days. It's amazing how quickly. It's amazing how quickly a routine can just go to shit. If you don't care enough. What's up, Enzo? I am doing great, thank you. How are you doing? How is everyone doing today? I had a very busy day yesterday. I had my work's Christmas meal yesterday, and I went to see Avatar yesterday. 2, I should say. I went to see Avatar 2. I usually always avoid doing, opening night for big movies, but I was just really I was really curious to, get a read of the enthusiasm around it, because as I'm sure you'll all have noticed, over the last couple of weeks, they have been pushing that fucking crazy on YouTube, and it's everywhere. You cannot avoid trailers and that for it. Yeah, it definitely it felt like it, because last night was ridiculous. Took 25 minutes to get in. Queuing up outside. I can't remember the last time I had to do that for a film. Put it this way, I went opening night for the first Avatar and you didn't have to queue up for that. Yeah, I actually can't remember. And I've been to some pretty big opening films. I went to see the last 2 Harry Potters the day they came out. My girlfriend was a massive Harry Potter fan. And, there was no way she was going to wait. And you didn't have to queue up for that. You just went straight in. And even them, they were jam-packed. Tinfoil hat theory, but do you maybe are the cinemas do they have to do that? Do they have to do it? Because you think about it, people walking by and that will see huge lines and they'll be like, oh man, this is really popular, we should go and see it. Whereas if they were just there, it wouldn't quite be the same. But I don't know. But yeah, that's a long film. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes. It's a long film. It doesn't feel it though, I will say that. I did enjoy it. And I might talk about it a bit later during the stream. There's not a whole lot to spoil, to be honest. There's a couple of big plot points, but I don't think knowing them prior will really, hinder your enjoyment of the film. Got myself a hot chocolate with some liqueur in it, because, it's Christmas time. We ain't got no virgin hot chocolates here. The hot chocolates here are whores. I've been playing Control. Yes, I do need to play some more Control, yeah. I hear it's the same as the first one. I don't know about that. I'd say it's pretty different. It definitely goes into, the interesting thing about it is, and it's okay, we're just gonna go full spoiler here, so mute the stream for the next few minutes. The most interesting thing about the sequel is that it raises way more questions about humans than it does, Pandora and the Na'vi. Because in around, 40 minutes in, when they set up the main villain, they just casually throw in this line about remember what's his name from the first movie? I can't remember the guy's name, but the head business dude. You know, he plays Phoebe's brother in Friends. I don't know why, but I always think of that actor as that guy. But yeah, he casually mentions like, oh yeah, the evil Marine from the first one, like, we have all your memories here on this USB stick. We basically just downloaded your brain to this SD card, and we can put it in this avatar body for you. And then that's never mentioned again, ever. And I didn't really think about it at the time while watching the film, but like after I left and, you know, I walked home, I was like, man, hang on a minute. You can just grow an avatar body, you know, that's superior to human beings in every single way imaginable, and you can just put your brain in it, essentially. Why isn't, like, that raises way more questions, because you think about how capable, you know, we are medically in terms of, like, DNA splicing, and they're essentially cloning these bodies. And yet that's never mentioned again. And I think, wait, then, like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we here hunting this, like, super brain juice? Which is, like, the next big plot point in the film. Well, it's not, ironically, but there's an animal that, you know, exists in the water there, and their, like, brain fluid stops human beings from aging, and that's, like, the new material they're after there. That's why humans are still there, basically. It's been 13 years since the first Avatar. Yep, it's been a while. Yeah, and I think that is, I mean, don't get me wrong, the stuff they do with, you know, the other tribes and that in Pandora and that, it is really interesting. I would like to see, you know, are there, like, cold parts of Pandora? Are there Arctic Navi? Are there warm parts of Pandora? Like, that's kind of cool, but dude, human beings can, like, put ourselves into machines and clone people, and we have faster than light travel. Like, I'm kind of, in a weird way, it's made me way more interested, like, what's the state of Earth in this universe, rather than Pandora. Like, yeah, Pandora's really cool, but what's going on Earth? Like, I don't know. It's, I don't think they're going to do anything about that, but, you know, it's going to be, what's it called? The next Avatar sequels are very much, you know, Pandora focused, so I guess we're never gonna know. But anyway, my quick that's my 2 pennies on Avatar 2. It's the effects are really good though, man. I hate to sound like a Johnny Buttons of the movie industry, but man, the special effects are impressive in that film. You can be Batman. Yeah, you could. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, you could just download the brains of all the different people and just put it in this body. Like how cool would that be? And yet it's just never mentioned. It's like, okay, like, seems like that would be kind of useful for humanity, but well, that's not very nice. So I was playing around with Deathstroke a little bit in the 100 to 1 challenge, and interestingly enough, I don't know if this is meant to happen, but I'll try and get it here actually. If you do his multi-ground takedown move, even when everyone is not on the floor, you get 4 points for it. Which is really strange. Like, you don't actually need anybody, like, on the ground to get credit for it. You're gonna wish you had a bed, son. That wasn't a morgue tray. So, you know, you could get some pretty crazy points in that challenge by doing that. That's not very nice. Nice. Basically, you can create your own body. Yeah, you can. You can literally do your stats. You're like, right, I'll have Stephen Hawking's intellect, but the physical genetics of The Rock in an avatar body. You'd basically be superhuman. I don't know. That's another kind of weird thing about that film, though, is that because knowing that there's going to be more of them, the premise for this film is pretty slim, I think, in terms of, you know, like, oh, you know, we managed to bring the villain back from the first movie, you know, and I think, okay, at the end of this movie, that villain is still alive, so, you know, I'm not really interested in just seeing this movie again. So, I don't know. Like, who knows what they're going to do going forward. I think a lot of that depends on how well Avatar 2 does. You know? When your film's got to make $2 billion to break even, you're, you know... I guess, you know, they can't make too many plans yet. Because, you know, this movie needs to make a lot of fucking money before they can start, like, okay, what are we going to do for the next one? Although, apparently, Avatar 3 is shot. They just literally need to render the special effects. According to, and that's from, you know, that's from Jim Cameron himself. That's from the horse's mouth, you know. Which is pretty crazy when you think about that, isn't it? Like, the movie is done, they just need to render it. They just need to render their CG. Like, you know. Yeah, and the way they bring him back is also, you know, you can tell it wasn't on the original cards. So, but, you know, all that said, I think it's going to be one of those films, much like the first film was. There's going to be, like, no nuance to it at all. It's just going to... shit. It's just going to be people being like, oh, it's terrible, or it's the best thing ever. It's neither. Like, it's... I'll say this, like, it's a good cinema experience. Like, it's definitely a film that's worth going to the cinema to see. But, you know, it's a very entertaining movie. Any movie that can be over 3 hours long and, like, not feel it is pretty good. Like, that's fair. That's a well-made film. Because, like, 3 hours and 15 minutes, you know, that is a long film. So, side note, though, 3D glasses, shit. 3D glasses for 3 hours, like, no thanks. That's not comfortable at all. Like, around the 2 hour mark, those things really start digging into your nose. Did you see that? Like, just my attack just whiffed. Like, it's why doing the 1 to 100 challenge with Deathstroke's kind of annoying, because, like, I don't know, he just doesn't seem as consistent as Batman. I've already got 3 stars here, so I just want to get all the XP for my upgrades. Sit down. What do you want to take on Control? I really like Control. Control is probably, after Arkham Knight, that's my next game I'm going to be playing. I really like Control. It's got a lot of potential. Eat it. There we go. Yeah, what's up, Demon? Thank you for the bits, man. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you. Avatar, one of the movies ever made. I don't know where that meme has come from, but yeah, it's kind of accurate for Avatar. It's just one of those films. Like, it's not terrible. It's not particularly great. It just made a shitload of money. That said, though, isn't that basically every movie that makes a shitload of money? Like, what are the... like, if someone can quickly look, like, what's the top 10 highest grossing films of all time? Like, are any of them, you know, one of the 10 best films of all time? Probably not. You know, I'm gonna hazard a guess and say probably not. You also don't get the gloves with Deathstroke, which hurts your points, like, quite a lot. Because your combo doesn't get anywhere nearly as high as Deathstroke. Why are you not takedowning that armored guy? Yes, this guy. You know, if you had your sword here as Deathstroke, you could do, like, a Metal Gear Rising thing. I love that fucking flying bird flip. Like, counter when you're near a wall. That's so sick. Yeah, you could do, like, a Metal Gear Rising and just, like, chop them into pieces. Put that down. Was that a ninja that just spawned? By rating all the profits? No, I mean, but yeah, by their money. Like, what's the top 10 highest grossing films of all time? You know, are any of them, you know, in contention for, like, one of the best films of all time? I don't know what the highest grossing films are ever, but it's what? Avatar, Titanic, Endgame, Force Awakens. I think that's 4 of them. Isn't one of the Fast and Furious movies in that as well? And like, is anyone going to say they're one of the best films ever made? Like, come on, no. That would be a significantly less combo. Yeah, but you would have to do like the chopping thing that you do in Revengeance. Hey, what's up, brother? How you been, man? My sub ends today, and I can't redo it because I had to get a new card and lock my old one. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I've not been. I don't know if I'll be live that much though over the next like couple of months actually, because I'm on holiday until January, and then you know I'm moving in January, so it stuff's going to be all up in the air. Over the holiday, I want to try and get some videos like in the oven for YouTube. Alright, let's do this. Furious is number 10. Okay, most of Disney Marvel stuff. Yeah, and again, like, you know, are any of those films like one of the best films ever? I don't think so, personally. But it's the biggest takeaway from seeing Avatar was just say it's the effects. And I know that's like a really, you know, basic thing to say, but it reminded me a lot of when I played Doom Eternal. You see there, like I countered that guy, and it just did not give me a hit on my combo. Strange. It reminded me a lot of when I first played Doom 2016, in that it like retroactively made me hate other shooters. And after having seen that film and like how good its effects are, I think, man, movies have been phoning in fucking CG for a long ass time because there hasn't been a film, you know, in a long time that's really tried to like push a boundary in terms of, you know, tech. So, not that I think it'll really make a difference because, you know, who else is really going to do like, you know, incredibly detailed, you know, underwater motion capture? Like, no one. So, it's kind of the same problem the first Avatar had in that regard, really. It's like, yeah, this is really great, but no one else is really interested in doing it, so get fucked. I love that counter so much. I'm sorry, what was that? In the rear. Okay, he missed. Hey, what's up, DGD? I did start, I started Arkham Knight earlier. Yeah, I did start it a little bit, so, because I'm almost done with this now, so. It feels like Cameron thinks he made the best movie ever. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, like, he's got to sell it, you know? He's got to sell it. Like, to be fair, like, Jim Cameron can't come out in his interviews and be like, yeah, Avatar 2, it's a film, you should probably go and see it, it's pretty good. Peace. You know, that movie, like, here's the other thing too, what's up, show? That movie, I don't know, like, what the budget is, but, like, if that film has to make $2 billion to break even, surely the budget for Avatar 2 has got to be, like, what, 600-700 million, at least? So, yeah, the dude can't just come out and be like, yeah, see it if you want. Or wait for it to come to Prime, you know? Like, dude's gotta sell his movie. And saying the CGI in Marvel. Yeah, that's what I mentioned too. Like, here's something, and you know, this stream is not sponsored by James Cameron. But, if you really want to see, like, really, like, next level CG, like, just go and see it. Because, yeah, like, it will make you realize how shit, like, a lot of other movies look by comparison. You know? To be fair, though, it took 13 years. But yeah, to be fair, you know, those other films didn't take a decade to make. But still, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if you're gonna do something, you might as well go all out. So I respect that. I respect him, like, you know, not half-arsing it, but... Okay, that was weird. I love how he just, like, fucking shuriken volleys for his ground takedown. Shut up. That was a strange noise. Go away. last guy, yeah. Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know, what... I looked at what was in the... Like, when I went, I looked at what was in the cinema. And I thought, yeah, like, there is nothing, you know, there is nothing here, like, that you would really want to see. Like, it's pretty much, yep, like, Avatar 2 is the film right now. Sit down. I'm only like 20 minutes into Arkham Knight, but I really hope the martial artists are still in Arkham Knight. I think they're a really good addition to the game. Sit down. There we go. Look at that! See? I countered him, but nothing happened. It didn't kill my combo. But I did counter him, but it didn't do anything. That only seems to happen with Deathstroke. I don't know why. It's a shame, because Deathstroke's really fun. Like, he's not quite as broken as Batman. So you do have to think a little bit more. Not a whole lot, but, you know. Fuck you. Just like fucking tsunami kicked him. Like that. See, look, did you look at that? I countered him, and he just did nothing. Oh yeah. Okay, so top 10 grossing movies. Number 1, Avatar. 2. Okay, so let's just go through it. Avatar, is that one of the best movies ever made? No. Endgame, no. Titanic, no. Star Wars, definitely no. Avengers: Infinity War, no. Really, No Way Home is top 10. Damn. Jurassic World. Oh no, okay. Number 8, The Lion King. I mean, okay, some people might say The Lion King is one of the best films ever made. They're wrong, but some people might say that. The Avengers, and I cannot believe a fucking Fast and Furious movie is in the top 10. That was going to be my next point about Arkham Knight. I started Arkham Knight on PS4. Plays like shit. I think I'm just going to get it on PC instead. Yeah, you can. The only thing I really want to play in Arkham Knight are the challenge mode. Are they not in there? Are they not in the game? Because I really do like them in this game. Right. Random question. Did anyone play the Avatar game? You know, when the first game came out, they made an Avatar game. It was like I think it was like a third-person shooter kind of game. I don't know if it was any good. Probably was. But I remember hearing a while back that I think they did plan on releasing a game to coincide with Avatar 2, but it just, what, you know, I don't know if it like got scrapped, but it wasn't ready. So, like, how did that whiff? You were surrounded by people, and yet that somehow worked. There we go. Challenge mode is weird, but the format is... Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. This game is definitely, like, rough around the edges, but I feel like it's got the best challenge mode. I just wish it had a survival mode. But the actual fights, I think, are really fucking good. Deathstroke also doesn't seem to target the armored guys like Batman does. Okay, he targeted that one at least. Because, like, normally he'll always go for the armored guys. I mean, we've got 3 stars here, so... Sit down. And I'm trying to get the... I'm trying to get the Venom dude, but... he's not going for him. There we go. Sit down. We need a brutal Arkham Origins mod where Deathstroke just has his sword. You just kill dudes real rotten. Come here. So I was confused what the challenge mode was for half of the game. Fair enough. Was hyped for Suicide Squad. I'm intrigued by Suicide Squad. I don't know if I would say I was hyped for it. The electric gloves are OP as fuck. But that's kind of why I really like Origins, because it's great for score. You know, counters giving you like 5 combo is pretty sick. So I do like that. I just wish this game had a survival mode. The 100 to 1 is fun, but 100 enemies sounds like a lot, but it's kind of not. Like, it's not actually that many enemies in this game. I'm surprised he actually beat me to the punch, though. So, yeah. Callisto was a total bill. It didn't work on PC, so I refunded it. And I will revisit that game when it works. So, I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. I've heard very middling things about it, though. You know, I was kind of hoping that game would be, you know, on the same tier as Dead Space. Apparently not. Your mama. Okay, I fucking hate that. But I wasn't expecting that to happen. I don't know if that is actually, repeatable. But you see there when, like, sometimes the counter resets on beatdowns. So. Yeah, I've heard there's some really good ones in Arkham Knight. The ones in City are good. But yeah, I didn't really hear anything particularly great about Callisto. Which is a shame. This year's been, like, pretty shit in terms of new releases. So yeah, I counted that, and yet I just didn't get it. I don't know if Deathstroke has less range than Batman, but I don't think so. The only game this year that I bought day one that, like, I was totally fine with, well, not fine with, but, like, really happy that I did buy day one, was Horizon. Like, every other day one purchase, like, was quite disappointing in one way or the other. So, next year, I don't know, man. Next year, I think I'll get RE4. I'll get RE4 Remake day one because it's fucking RE4. But other than that, like, I don't know. Overall, I feel pretty burned this year by my day one purchases. Get fucked. See, look at that. That was like fucking... That was like almost 30 hits on that guy. A beatdown should be like 20. I really... The buff that you give them when they have more health, I think that's how much health they should have anyway. Makes the fights way more fun. So... Evil West was surprisingly good. Oh, okay, I might give that a go. Bow staff should be longer. Yeah, I feel like it should be, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you're into those games, I'm sure Elden Ring is great. But they've never really tickled my whistle, you know. That was close. That wasn't very nice. See, now that was actually an evade, but he attacked somebody. Ah, damn it. I thought I just might get that. We've already got 3 stars, so. And I think I've only got 1 more upgrade to get, but the upgrades are like... They're like 300k for the last few upgrades in story mode, so... I do need a lot of XP. Ninjas! Get fucked. And sometimes that happens a lot with Deathstroke. You go to do the blade counter, and it just kills your combo on the 3rd hit. Only on the ninjas. because the ninjas have like a 4-hit combo on their blade hit. But it really sucks because he is so much fun to play, but he just seems way buggier than Batman. Good night. I had the buff on to where like you can just hit them no matter what. Yeah, the combat in the Souls games has never done it for me. It just, what am I at? 165? Yeah, it's never really done much for me. Ragnarok definitely didn't do as well as I thought it would. But that said, I think Ragnarok has some pretty big problems. I don't really know what the general consensus is on that game. I haven't looked. But yeah, it's not great, that game. It's really not. Like, like, mechanically, it's better than the first one. Like, the combat is a lot better, but, you know, that's not really what I went to that game for, do you know what I mean? In the dick. Take that. Nice. Have I tried High on Life? No. I've not heard of that. What's that?
Look at this one. He thinks he's a ninja or something. You don't scare me, freak.
Yeah, so you can just do this for like... It's crazy like how quick this mounts up your points. Like, look at that. And that didn't even hit anybody, like, on the floor, so I didn't even lose an enemy for doing that. Sit down. I love how every one of these counters would basically, you know, cripple one of these guys, and yet they just get right back up every time. Like, when he parries and just, like, cracks them right in the jaw with the bow staff, it's like, yeah, that's, like, a fractured skull, probably. But yeah, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm good. Sit down.
What are you scared of? Get up! Come on, Slade. You're a reasonable fella.
No, I'm not. Well, it's Rick and Morty for a game. Never. Rick and Morty definitely passed me by. I've never seen that. I don't even know, like, what it is. It's one of those things that, like, I heard a lot, like, everybody was kind of going on about it, and it just made me just kind of disinterested in it. I was like, yeah, you know, like, this is probably nowhere near as good as it needs to be to, like, live up to everyone talking about it now, so, you know, it's whatever. What's 3 stars? I only need 48k, so we'll get that pretty soon. Put that down. Don't drink. It's bad for your health.
What are you waiting for, Destro?
Shut up. But yeah, I've never really got into Rick and Morty. I haven't been into anything current for a while, and that's not out of like a deliberate effort. I just I don't know. I just don't really watch a lot of modern shit anymore. It's the same with games, too. I don't really play a lot of modern shit, either. I just play old shit now. I don't know if that's just because, you know, I'm just getting more and more jaded, and I just don't realize it. But, I don't know, man. Bitch! Old shit is good. You know old shit is good. There's no risk. You know? New shit can be not good. So, yeah, I've heard Gotham Knights is, like, not great. So. Oh, for sure, yeah. But I'm kind of... I think there's a lot to be said for being out of the loop. You know? Being in the loop, no one cares. No one gives a shit. No one cares, man. Like, look at Avatar 2, right? I bet online right now, if you go and look for it, I bet it's just people setting their own dicks on fire, you know, with it's the best thing ever or it's the worst thing ever, when the rest of the world doesn't give a shit.
Amusing.
So, why should you? You know? And yeah, Modern Warfare 2 as well. Like, Warzone 2. Like, remember when Warzone was, you know, the big thing that everyone was caring about? And, like, now, like, Modern Warfare 2 just seems to have come and gone. Like, yeah, that game came out. It's, you know... But if you're into that scene, you know, if you're heavily invested into it, you know, it's still going to be, you know, like Modern Warfare 2 is everything, you know. If you work in games industry, oh yeah, for sure, yeah, and you know, I know what it's like to be on the other side of it, yeah, where you fucking know everything, and it's just. It's tiresome, you know? It's tiresome to know everything. In terms... And when I say know everything, I mean, like, from a business perspective, you know? That's tiring. Speaking of which, there was another update on the whole rumour mill about the, like, disk driveless PS5, apparently. I still, like, wonder if that's ever going to actually be a thing. But according to a rumour... Like, developers have that now. That's in people's hands. I just really... The current state of the console cycle, I think, is so weird. Because I saw another thing a couple of days ago, was that, you know, like, what's the likelihood that we'll get, you know, like, the equivalent of a PS5 Pro or an Xbox Series XXX, you know, that comes with Pornhub pre-installed. You know, like we did with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. And I think, you know, from an enthusiast perspective, what is the point? Because we haven't even had, like, I think next year was why I was thinking about it, because next year Spider-Man 2 comes out. And I think that's the first party, like, current-gen only game that we're really going to see. So... And that's 3 years after the consoles have come out. Like, apparently that's fall next year. So, where's the, we haven't even had, like, a single maxed out current gen game yet. So, what is the point in bringing out, you know, a PS5 Pro? You know, at least when we got the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, you could really see, like, some games, especially compared to PC, were like, oh yeah, this is kind of rough. Like, you know, this doesn't look great, and it doesn't perform great. So I'm not paying any attention. Right. So I don't know, man. But if you are, like, super into it, you know, you would think, well, who cares? But with how well the consoles are selling, I bet some people would probably buy a PS5 Pro. And if you ask them why, they'd be like, oh, I don't know, like, why not? Like, it's like, it's the new thing, man. Like, sure, I'll buy it. It's like, well, yeah, but why? Like, you don't need it. Like, it's, like, you know, the PS5 is barely, like, you know, scratched yet in terms of, what the fuck? I love, like, the weird, like, glitches you get in this game. Like, look at that guy. Like, when they just, for some reason, they just travel, like, 50 feet in the air. It's great. So. That's true, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no more pandemic, so, you know, people can go out and shit, so... Stuff has kind of returned to more normal in that regard. So... Maybe the devs already see that it's not making enough power. Well, I have heard that in regards to the Xbox Series S, for sure. There have been, I don't know what developers, you can probably Google it and find out, but there are definitely some that have said, you know, like Microsoft doing the Series S has, like, really fucked this generation, because, you know, that is the lowest common denominator, so, you know, all the games have to at least run on that. And, you know, it's a pretty big difference, you know. The Series S to a Series X or a PS5, it's, you know, it's not a unsubstantial power differential. Whoops. You know, that there is the full versions of those consoles are substantially stronger. So, And it's kind of like, I'm kind of happy Sony didn't go that route. But there again, you know, if that, like, detachable... Bleh, I can't talk. If that detachable disk drive PS5 is actually a thing, then doesn't that kind of render the digital-only PS5 somewhat obsolete? You know? I don't know, man. It's weird, so... Yeah, it's the same as when they did the core system on the 360. You know, the system that didn't have a hard drive. It was like, yeah, you know, it's cool that, you know, you can now sell a system for like I think it was like $100 less. But that's also the reason that, you know, games in that generation could never, like, take advantage of having a hard drive by default. Because they always had to think, well, someone might be on a fucking core, and they might not have a hard drive. And, I mean, how long did it take until, you know, that wasn't the case? I blatantly countered that, but okay. This is the NG2 of Batman. Yes, that's a very good comparison. Because, like, the combat in this is super fun, but man, it's... You can't rely on it all the time. I'm not going to miss testing on base PS4, and... You know, it's funny, I saw an Xbox One X yesterday, in a CEX, and I was really tempted to get it. I really was. Just to play NG2. Like, to play NG2 and NGB. And I thought, you know, because... I really don't see myself getting a Series X. I just don't. You know, it's like, why would I bother getting one? Sit the fuck down. I also like the animations on the martial art guys. They're really good. Fuck you. Nice. I just love how that makes, like, 3 stars free with Deathstroke. You get so many points for doing that. Also, going for counters with him isn't as worthwhile either. Because with Batman, with the shot gloves... Oh, there's nobody left. There's nobody else. You can get, you know, a 5 combo for a counter. With Deathstroke, you don't. So. There are some PlayStation exclusives. That's why people might want a PS5. Yeah, I mean, you know, exclusives-wise. I just mean in terms of the specific consoles. You know. If you can get a PS5 with a detachable disc drive, then, you know, why would you buy the digital-only version? Because if you were going to buy one, you'd think, well, you know, I'll buy the detachable disc drive one, and then, you know, if a buddy of mine, you know, like, gets a disc drive, I could borrow a game from him or something. I don't know. It just seems... I don't doubt that that thing might exist. I just think it's kind of dumb. Like, to me, it's stupid for them to do it. Unless it's just they found a way to, like, make producing that console way cheaper. Which would make sense. You know, maybe there's something that they've done. And they're like, yep, we can take, like, you know, $200 off the production cost of this. You know, that would make sense. But, I don't know, like, really? Because surely the base expense of the, like, current-gen consoles is just, like, it's the RAM and the GPU, probably. You know, like, that's the shit that's really expensive in those consoles, in terms of hardware. And I suppose, to a certain extent, the SSD, but... Oops. Well, we've already got 3 stars, so... I heard rumors that my company is going to give all employees Xbox Series X's next year. Nice! Can I get a temp job there? Can I get one? Because there's part of me that really wants one, but... you know, like, the only thing I'm really going to use an Xbox for now is NG. So, it seems kind of silly. So... That's true, Blue, yeah, but I think the average person, you know, the Johnny Buttons of the world, like, they're nowhere near that patient. You know, if it takes what, like, is it 4 years? I think, like 3 or 4 years for, like, if we're on a 4-year cycle for PlayStation exclusives to come to PC, you know, that's the enthusiast. And, like, yeah, the enthusiast will have the PC and wait, but, you know, the people who just want to play the next God of War, you know, they're just going to buy it on PS5. Getting really dark in here. There we go. What's the Johnny Buttons? Johnny Buttons, shoutouts to Big D from the NRS scene. Johnny Buttons, I don't know if he, you know, came up with the term, but he's where I heard it first. It was a great way to describe it. And it was a way to describe someone who, like, enters a fighting game tournament, like, but just for the fun of it, like, just for the hell of it, and they have generally, like, a very unorthodox play style, so they're just a Johnny Buttons, like, they'll just do whatever. It's a nice way of saying casual, I guess. But yeah, so, you know, the Johnny Buttons of the gaming world are, what's up, Chili? You know, for example, like, go and look at all the reviews of when God of War 2018 came out, you know, and all these people that had never played a video game before, and they're like, this is the best game ever! Because they've just never played one before. You know? Johnny Buttons. Timmy Two Thumbs. Yeah, but I think Johnny Buttons is just, it's so good. It's fucking perfect. I'm not sure, Chili, because I haven't played much of Arkham Knight, but I feel like these games play similar enough to where if you like one, you'll probably like the other. But, yeah, we'll see. And speaking of enthusiasts, I think that's another... It's always been true, like, the enthusiast goggles are, like, a really big problem. But, you know, the bigger gaming gets, that's, you know, like, that problem is getting, like, more amplified. You know, like, people on YouTube and that are complaining about stuff that, you know, the average person, like, just doesn't give a fuck about. You know? Like, look at Modern Warfare 2. A good example, right? I'm betting, according to YouTube, that game is dead. You know? No one's playing Warzone 2. Modern Warfare 2's a flop, bro. I bet if you look it up, I bet that game is making more money than God right now. Whoops. You know? But according to the internet and the enthusiasts, you know, it's dead. Again, like, just, I hit him and my combo died. And yeah, it's just, like, and you see it a little bit as well with, like, you know, not multiplayer stuff, like Ragnarok is a good example. I think, you know, the enthusiast scene is kind of a bit, like, not necessarily bad on it, but, like, more lukewarm on it. Whereas everyone else, like, Ragnarok's, like, best game ever, you know? And to say this game is pretty easy, yes. They are very easy. This game reminds me a lot of DMC, in that, you know, the challenge isn't can you complete the combat. It's more how fucking cool can you make yourself look while doing so, and not, you know, and don't get hit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, like, you know, DMC is as easy, because I'd say DMC is definitely harder. But, you know, it's kind of like that, you know. This game makes you look cool just by, you know, nature of the animations. Sit down. Oh, shit. I wish, like, he wouldn't target the martial arts guys, because you can't auto-take down them. Did he just venom up? I countered that. Fuck you. That fucking, like, that flying bird flip, like, oh, that's so sick, man. That's, like, right out of NG. Right, fuck you and your venom, bitch. I countered that. There we go. What's gold medal for this? 72? Alright. I'll just get that on the next wave. So. It may not be dead, but it's significantly lost most of its players. Yeah, but is that, like, that's what I mean though, man. Is that impacting its bottom line? Because it doesn't matter, you know? And, you know, do a quick Google search right now. Like, how much money is Warzone 2 making? I bet it's quite a lot. Like, it's not trending anymore. Yeah, it does. And you know, Twitch as well. I think you've definitely got that in like, the content creation bubble. Which is almost like a weird sub-enthusiast category. Because you've got, like, the enthusiast category. But then you've got, like, the content creator bubble in the, you know, if a game is not big on Twitch, you know, the game is dead and no one's playing it. And, you know, we know that's not the case. Like, there are plenty of games that are, like, juggernauts in terms of money and player base, but, you know, they're not big on Twitch. So, people don't play them. But they do, they just don't play them, you know, they don't stream them. So. Pardon me. Right, I need points out of this wave, don't I? Actually, no, this is only wave 3, isn't it? Yeah, this is only wave 3, so... Fuck you. See, I mean, look at that. Like, that's a cracked skull right there. There we go. Like, that move is so broken for points. Eat shit. Oh, speaking of points, did anyone see that? I mean, probably not, because people don't care about karma runs. But Battlefield of the Abyss 1 world record is on video now. Only 7 more to go. 6 or 7 more to go. They added the flying skull and infant ammo into Halo 4 recently. Oh man. Some of the best games to play are miserable to watch, and vice versa. That's very true. Yep. That is another very good point. Yep. Eat shit. Oh, you motherfucker. Not sure if you get. I know some attacks you do get iframes on, but I don't think counters are one of them. Yeah. Because, like, that should have hit me, but it didn't. So. Unless it's a game that updates frequently. Yeah, true. I don't know, what's the biggest game right now on Twitch? What's the top game in terms of, like, viewers right now on Twitch? What game is the biggest? I honestly couldn't tell you. Right, well, I've got my points, so... You lot can fuck off. Alright, armored guy. Just chatting? Well, there you go. Well, there you go. We should all just be just chatting streamers. See, I countered that and my combo just died. I didn't even get a fucking hit there. What the fuck? Should all be just chatting streamers, man. We're all scrubs. That's where the money is. Alright. Whatever. I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you over how awesome I am. Oops. Okay, hopefully we can get this guy. No, we're not going to. Man, that would have hurt. I guess that's depending on the... Yeah, true. Like, Twitch is, weird, isn't it? Twitch is weird in how it goes, you know? You know what was the poison system? I need to remember Origin. Just chatting, GTA 5, Warzone, World of Warcraft, and League of Legends. Man, GTA 5's still in there. Fucking hell. That's mad. Alright, last one. Yeah. And GTA 6 is coming, right? GTA 6 is on the way. You know, that wasn't a fever dream, right? You know what else was weird about this year, game-wise? And I don't know, maybe it's because there was nothing announced that I was super hyped about, but did it seem like the Game Awards this year just came and went, and no one cared? Like, fucking nobody cared. I don't know, man. It seems like that would at least make the rounds in terms of articles, you know, like, oh, this game was announced, and this game was announced, and whatever. It just seemed like this year, it was like, yeah, the Game Awards happened. Anyway, moving on. You know, no one gives a fuck about that, right? Like, and, I mean, the biggest thing for that, for me, was we got to see fucking Space Marine 2 gameplay. And I think it says a lot that, you know, the thing that I'm most hyped about is Space Marine 2. You know? Just because I think, man, I can't believe we're actually getting a sequel to that game. I'm sorry, what? Okay, I was trying to shoot the barrel there. No, I haven't played Callisto again. No. I think the kid overshadowed everything. I don't know. The kid? What happened? Horizon and God of War fans were absolutely livid. Oh, so... Oh yeah, Elden Ring won Best Game, didn't it? Okay. You know what? I mean, I haven't played Elden Ring, and I loved Forbidden West, but it was very iterative. Like, Horizon 2 was just a better Horizon 1. Ragnarok absolutely did not deserve Game of the Year. I mean, Game of the Year is a joke award anyway, but... like, Ragnarok has legitimate fucking problems. Like, serious issues. There's no way that should have got it. Oh, GTA 6 wasn't confirmed. The kid who made the Bill Clinton joke after Miyazaki took the award? I didn't hear about that. What's that about? Did I miss some controversy? Whoa, that was like all three of you, wasn't it? No, you will scream Deathstroke, and not in a good way. Sit down. Points. Look at that. Like 10k off of a 30 multiplier almost. That's just so good. Because some kid evaded security, made the joke after FromSoft took the award, and then got a score. Really? I do. See what I mean? How have I not heard about that? It just seems like no one gave a fuck about the Game Awards this year. Maybe that's because they've always been kind of shit. Just saying. Maybe because people just realized, oh yeah, all these really are is just, you know, a really long-winded advertisement. And yeah, I can just catch up on the trailers on YouTube the day after. You know. GTA 6 development footage. Oh, was really? Oh, so it is official. Well, okay, so it's not official in the sense of what that word actually means, but yeah, it's coming out is what you're saying. I mean, of course, there's going to be a GTA 6. You know, whether we'll see it, you know, this side of 2030, that's a different question. And I can't remember what made me think of it, but. Oh, no, I remember what it was, actually. There was an advert for the Nintendo Switch when I went to see Avatar. I remember thinking, man, it's actually kind of crazy that we're only what, like 3 to 4 years away from the next console. Like, if we have like a 5 to 6 year console cycle, like, just seems like this console generation hasn't even started yet. I am fucking everything, mate. Sit down. Oh, did anyone hear about the Superman news? No, like, Henry Cavill apparently is not Superman anymore. I think that really sucks. I was really looking forward to, like, another Superman movie with him in it. But apparently they're like, nope, actually, you're not Superman anymore. You know. Yes, I did see that, yeah, like the thing about the Warhammer 40k live action. Oh my god. I have a fucking semi just thinking about that. Fucking live action 40k. I mean, I don't know if that, you know, could that be, because Gabe mentioned that. And mark my words, bold prediction, if that's done well, that could be like a Game of Thrones level shift in terms of, you know, you'll get like the everyman, you know, talking about 40k shit. Same way like Game of Thrones got, you know, the everyman talking about, you know, medieval fantasy. But I really don't know if they will give, you know, 40k that kind of, like, that kind of budget for one, because, I mean, that's not going to be a cheap thing to make. But I'd fucking love to see it. I'd love to see, like, a full-on 40k TV show. That would be fucking awesome. But, you know, I'm not holding my breath. Adaptation success rate, you know, it seems like lately it's not the best. Eat shit. I actually do need to go out later. What time is it? That was my phone. Oh, it's only 4 o'clock. Oh, you bitch! You're lucky I have 3 stars already. But Black Adam... Yeah, I've not checked on Black Adam. Yeah, like, how is that doing? I know, The Rock... The Rock is very quick to let people know that that movie did actually make money. And I think, you know, when you've got someone... It's never a good sign when someone involved in a film, you know, is out there saying, no, we made money, this film made money, trust me. It's like, okay, maybe you did, but you know, if you're really having to stress that point, you probably didn't make as much as you were hoping for, you know? I can't be asked to do the stealth missions. 40k can only work as a movie. It would need way too big of a budget for a TV show. I think they could do a 40k movie if they assumed the only people that would go and watch it would be 40k fans. But you can't do that. So I agree on that regard. But yeah, like a TV show. I mean, where would you even start with a 40k film? I mean, a 40k TV show. Probably Space Marines and the Emperor of Man, just because... I mean, I would love it if season 1 was just like fucking orcs or something. That would be amazing. But it needs to be like somewhat relatable to people. You know? Side note, actually, I just remembered something about Avatar 2. And what would have made that movie instantly better. There's like a really annoying like kid character in that film who's a human. And fucking hell, man. He really is annoying as fuck in that film. He doesn't die, which is annoying. I feel bad for Cavill. Yeah, so do I. I do as well. I feel bad for Henry Cavill because I think even going back to you know, like Man of Steel, I think it was like I think he got shafted that he didn't get, you know, a proper Man of Steel sequel. You know, we should have got a Man of Steel 2 or, you know, whatever they would have called a sequel to that movie. And he's just so likable, you know? I think that's the thing that is good about him. He's just a very likable person. He seems very down to earth. He's got, you know, legitimate nerd credibility, which, you know, in comic books and that goes a long way. So it's a shame that he's never really going to get, you know, his just when it comes to Superman. So, Horus Heresy. Yeah, they could, yeah. That would be, yeah, be good. I love 40k, man. 40k talk is great. I doubt even Rings of Power budget would be able to pull off 40k. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Rings of Power was what, like 500 million? Pretty much. I have seen the Astartes animation. Just that for 2 hours. Yeah. The thing is, though, that's what I mean, though. Like, that animation is aimed at people that already know it, though, isn't there? If you showed Astartes to someone who didn't know, they'd probably think, yeah, this is cool, but I don't really get what's going on here. Whereas if you know 40k, you know what's going on, you know? That animation is fucking sick, though, yeah. I'm going to see Avatar 2 in the new year. Nice. I'll probably see it again before the new year, because my roommate wants to go and see it. So I'll probably go again before the new year and see it. I'll probably see it again. It's good. I did like it, but it's as I said, I'll probably clip what I said earlier and just put that on YouTube. But I feel like it does the opposite to what I think their aim was. To me, Avatar 2 makes the state of humanity and Earth way more interesting than what's going on, you know, on Pandora, to me. I want to see, like, what's going on Earth with, like, where we are because of all the tech, but that's just glossed over, like, really quickly. What's up, Parker, on YouTube? Dawn of War, when? I will get back to Dawn of War, trust me. There's too many games to fucking play at the moment, man. But Space Marine 2, I might play through Space Marine 1 again. Just to whet the appetite for some 40k. Right, I'm gonna go and get another drink. Be right back. Humans are a bit comically... Yes, they are. Yeah. Shoutouts to... what's it called? Shoutouts to Mrs. Soprano. She's in Avatar 2. They totally ripped off the exoskeletons from Advanced Warfare in that film, by the way. If anyone's seen it, you'll know what I mean. Like, they straight up like, man, those exosuits in Advanced Warfare look pretty cool. Yeah, and on that note, that's why I think the state of Earth and that is way more interesting, because, you know, are there people on Earth that aren't, you know, like, comically evil? Or is everyone just a dick? Like, I don't know. So, yeah, that as I said, I think Avatar's always been like that, though. And I think most big movies are, you know. The more you think about them, the more they kind of fall apart. And I think Avatar 2 is definitely like that. Like, as I said, for me, the biggest thing is, you know, they have the technology to literally download your brain onto a fucking machine. And I think, okay, what, like, that's kind of awesome. Like, why isn't that more of a thing? Alright, let's try and get one run of this, and then I do actually need to get going. It's gone 4 o'clock. I'm gonna get a taxi, though, later, because fuck going out, man, it's so cold.
I smell fear.
It's so cold. It's a bit chilly. Eat my staff. Okay, let's go for speed. Because, yeah, I've got to get going soon. I'll try and get a points run recorded for YouTube. Sit down. What? A concussion? Because that's what you're going to get, son. Did I put the buff on? I can't remember. I did.
You're going down, Rick.
How many did I get there? I did like the other Avatar too. He does, yeah. He's less of a cardboard cutout in the second film. Also, the character that's really fucking annoying. Any like horrible shit that the villain does in the rest of Avatar, it's entirely that guy's fault. Like, and also, I've not seen the actor before who plays him, but man, you know when an actor is just overacting, you know, to within an inch of their life, man, like, you know, I feel like they could have told him, like, yo, tone it down just a little bit. You know? So. He gets to be humanity and one of the other men. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You know what was really surprising about that film, though, and I haven't thought about it until now, is, I'm guessing you've seen it, Chili, is how violent it is. Like, when there's, like, Navi on Navi fighting, like, fucking hell, man, it's pretty brutal. And I'm guessing they just get away with it because, well, they're not human beings, so, you know, it can be as fucked up as we want. Oh, shit. There's some straight-up, like, Doom Eternal style glory kills, on some of them. Which, you know, I'm not complaining. I'm all for violence. Films are too kid-friendly these days. That said, there was a lot of kids at the viewing I went to. And I'm wondering if any of them said, huh, like, Dad, why did the nice Avatar lady just, like, impale that other woman in the face? It's like, well, son, don't think about it too much. They're not people, so it's fine. But yeah, it was pretty, there's some pretty savage moments in that film, which is surprising. That was only 3? That was greedy. These are not real people. Well, yeah, I mean, because what I mean is, if they had some of the kills in that film against humans, like, it would have been a 15, for sure. But, you know, they just get by on, well, you know, Na'vi on, you know, like, it's not human on human violence. So. Right in the dick. And it's amazing what you can get away with. Right in the dick. Not quite in the dick. I hate you too. You always get a lull here until like 80 enemies and then they start spawning quicker. In the rear. Whoops. I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button and then panicked. Like, then I killed my combo. I feel like the new Doctor Who is going to be too PG for me to like it. I've never watched Doctor Who. I don't know if that's like a... Is that a blow up for me because I'm English? Like, I feel like it's almost a... Like, it's like part of a... It's part of a test. You have to watch Doctor Who, but I've never watched Doctor Who. It's always looked really lame. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. If there's any Doctor Who fans watching, don't take it personally, but it's always just looked super lame to me. I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to watch that. Okay, how did that fucking martial arts guy not attack me there? What a fucking... What a wise guy. Oh yeah, you don't have the counter with Deathstroke. Fuck you. Okay, not what I wanted, but... Right here. Man, a Doom Eternal, but with the production budget of Avatar. That'd be sick. Holy crap. What have I got left? Oh. There we go.
You're a reasonable fella.
No, I'm not. At all. Yeah, man, I can't believe it. I haven't mentioned that yet. It is a pet peeve, because it does make sense. But why do all the Na'vi in Avatar 2 speak English? That makes no sense. They literally have their own language, and yet they all speak English. And the water tribes are shown as not even having like significant contact with humans. So why do they all speak English? I mean, it's whatever, you know, but it was something that at the start of the film, it does stick out at you. You think, why are they all speaking English? Like, this doesn't make any sense. What's up, Greg? Honestly, the combat of Doom Eternal was too fast for me to enjoy it. Just pure concentration. It can be. I mean, it depends. I watched, anyone know of Zero Master? He put up a video a little while ago, and it was every master level completed, like single segment on Doom Eternal, no death. And it's funny, there was a bit of a penny drop moment when I was watching that. If you watch a lot of like high level Doom play, basically Doom Eternal rather, it's basically 4 guns. It really is. It's a 4-gun game. It's super shotgun, precision bolt, ballista, and rocket launcher. For the most part. You know? And when I thought about that, I thought, man, yeah, you really don't need any of the other weapons. Really. You don't need them all that much. Because they've been Americanized. It still doesn't make sense. You know? Yeah, I thought that, but I interpreted that as him learning Navi, not the other way around. Because think about it. You know, there's only what? There's Jake and a few other of the, like, you know, scientist guys left. And yeah, it makes sense that Nantiri speaks English. But wouldn't all the others have just carried on speaking Navi? And especially, you know, the other tribes, they would definitely just carry on speaking Navi. But, you know, it's one of them. It's, I was thinking about it, you know, a 3-hour, 15-minute CG movie that was 80% subtitles, you know, probably not. I haven't really played Callisto, Craig. I got Callisto on PC day one, and unfortunately it didn't work. Yeah, I can't be bothered with it, man. So I just uninstalled it. And when I hear that game works properly on PC, I will try it again. But I'm not in any big hurry to play it. So it's I haven't heard great things about it though. So I don't know. I've got to look up that. Is it One Chanbara or is it One Chanbara? I don't know how you say that. All right, yeah. Let me quickly wrap up here because yeah, I need to get going, man. This day has gone so quick. So we went to a great video on Callisto. Yeah, say I've only like skimmed stuff about it. So, oh, is it Oni? Okay. You know what? All this Avatar 2 talk. How did it do? How much money did it make in its first day? Because it came out yesterday, didn't it? You know, you could screen grab this and make it look like the biggest flop ever. Because on Wikipedia right now, it says budget 350 to 400 million. Box office 67 million. It's like, you know, it's only just come out, but still. Yeah, where are we? I knew I recognized that guy who plays the chief of the you know, the water tribe. It's Cliff Curtis. I knew he looked familiar. Yeah, so that's it so far. Because I mean, it's gonna, it's not had an opening weekend yet, has it? So, I was surprised at how long it was though. But I guess spend that long making a movie. Why bother? Need to wait for an opening weekend. It's free on PlayStation Plus. Oh, okay, cool. I'll check that out. Yeah, but I mean that's the thing, though, isn't it? Avatar 2 is definitely a special case scenario because old Jim, he's come out and said more than once in interviews that if Avatar 2 doesn't make $2 billion, it won't even make money, which is kind of crazy, really. Think about it. If that movie, say if that movie breaks $3 billion, right? Let's, I don't think it will, but let's, for argument's sake, say that it's the first movie to break $3 billion. The fact that means it's only made, I say only made, but it's still made $1 billion. That's pretty good. But the fact that only a third of that is actually money in the bank is pretty crazy. And a good chunk of that will go to what's it called? A good chunk of that, will go to the development of Avatar 3 and 4. So, scientists really want to make a crab robot. Dude, don't you? I so want one of them, though. That was the tech from that film. Aside from the fact of, downloading your brain into, downloading your brain, into another machine. Those little crab robots that are in it, they're so fucking cool. I would so want one of those. It'd be funny if Avatar 2 flopped. I disagree, actually. I don't think it would be funny if that film flops. It would not. A movie like that, the whole rising tide lifts all ships. I kind of hope that movie does well. But here's the thing, it's so weird because you say flops, Avatar 2 could make $2.5 billion. Think about it. It could make $2.5 billion. It is a $500 million profit on a movie that cost, $600-700 million a success. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird in this case because the budget for it is just so insanely high, Even if Avatar 2 flops, we'll see Avatar 3. I don't know about that. I don't know. I swear Cameron has said more than once that, this movie needs to do well for them to make the next movies. Because Avatar 3 is already filmed, according to him. And by filmed, I mean, they've done, performance capture for it, I think. But, it's the effects they need. It's literally just render time. What's up, Master? I did start Mirror's Edge 2, but I never really got back to it, really. So, how are the underwater sea? They really are mind-blowing, Burge. As I said, it's a real Johnny Buttons recommendation, but if you really want to see, if you want to be wowed by special effects, go and see this film. Go and see it. Because you'll realize how much better it looks than anything that's come out in the last decade. But if you're not crazy about effects, because all the time watching it, I was thinking, there's one scene in particular actually near the end of the film. It's not really a spoiler, but we've already spoiled it. Where Jake, as his avatar, jumps out the water with the really annoying fucking little kid character that should just be killed. But they jump out of the water together and he's holding him because he's 3 times his size. And just the way the water drops off his body, his hair, and it drops off his body onto him, and the wing that they come onto, and there's fire in the background, and there was a few moments in the film where I thought, how the fuck did they do that? How did they make that look so real? It's if they put out the this is super nerdy, but if they put out the special features in cinema, I'd go and fucking watch that, because I really am interested to see how they filmed this, because I've seen little clips of, like, on Twitter and that, when they started promoting it really early on, where they had like the motion capture stuff set up in the water. Like, I want to see how they did that. It's not that hard to make it. I disagree on that, man. I disagree on that. Yeah, it's time consuming and takes a lot of effort, but then, like, by that logic, like, nothing is difficult. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, time is not a guarantee of quality. Duke Nukem Forever. That game took 13 years and it was fucking garbage. Like, there's plenty of things that take a ton of time, and unfortunately, this is a good lesson. Time and effort is not a guarantee of quality. It's really not. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I say too. Like, there's render time, but dude, like, look, there's recent films as recent as like 2 years ago that have, $200-300 million budgets, and their CG looks like shit. It looks fucking terrible. Like, and they had time and money. Like, it's one of those things. I think being a CG artist in movies has got to be like one of the most thankless jobs in the world, because even if you knock it out of the fucking park, no one cares. More often than not, people don't even notice. But if you mess it up even a little bit, people are like, oh, this looks like shit. Like, so. Yeah, but there's a lot to be said for direction as well. Like, and that's another thing with a lot of films, especially like Jim Cameron's films, not counting Terminator 2. Say what you want about him, like, that man knows how to direct. Like, he knows how to direct a scene. Oh shit. That's probably my friend being like, yo, why are you late? Alright, never mind. I am in no rush. Name your favourite CG artist? Well, yeah, there you go. I guess you could probably name your favourite, like, CG, your favourite effects studio, Practical are better, but there's no, like, you couldn't do Avatar practically, Practical effects are great, but, like, practical effects do have a limit at the end of the day. They do. And that's when you get the best, when you, like, merge the two. Speaking of which, I watched the first Iron Man recently. I watched that last week. And it's a really, like, small detail, and I'm keep meaning to watch the subsequent films to see when they removed it. But in Iron Man 1, and I'm pretty sure Iron Man 2, whenever he moves in the suit, it makes a noise. You get like this mechanical whirring noise whenever he moves in those movies. And I can't remember when they removed that. But when they took that out, I feel like it just seemed like way less real after that. Because you could just kind of tell it's just, Robert Downey Jr. in pajamas. Like, it's got no weight to it. But when it was a mixture of him wearing, like, half a suit and with some CG sprinkled on top, like, it looks so much better. I have not seen Dune. Yeah, I mean, you think 165 million. I mean, that's that's not exactly chump change, is it? But for modern blockbusters, I mean, that's pretty reasonable. Like, that's not a crazy amount of money for a film like that. I mean, I'm just looking it up now. Dune, here we are. Yeah, 165 million, and it made 400. Man, so that didn't do super well, I guess, because I can't remember what the theatre's cut is, but I think it's like 20%, isn't it? Or 25%? So whatever box office they make, like, basically take off a quarter of it because, the studio doesn't get that money. So, but yeah, I've not seen Dune. So, Dune was on HBO Max in the US. Oh, did that come out on? Was that one of those like joint releases as well? I'm contemplating now, like, should I shave before I go out? I really can't be arsed. And I'm definitely not going to get my hair cut, and that's more important, so. And I'm not doing that. It was on joint release? Okay. What's the, That's a great question, right? So, I know 3D films, so I saw Avatar in IMAX, and it was 3D, and it was like 20 quid for a ticket. And I'm wondering, what's the eventual cutoff for that on home release? Would people just pay like 20 quid to just stream a film day one on Amazon at home? Because there's very few films lately that I feel like it's worth going to the cinema for. To be fair, I would say Avatar 2 is definitely one of them. If you watch that at home on like a fucking 20-inch monitor, or you watch it on your phone, it's not going to be the same. Like, that film definitely does benefit from the cinema, but, home TVs are getting pretty fucking big. They're getting pretty big, so I don't know what the cutoff for that is going to be. And it depends on the film as well. This is more of a, I guess it's more of a term for video games, but, the term, like, B tier. When people would say, like, a video, something's like a B-tier video game, I think there are definitely B-tier movies. I would say Black Adam is a B-tier movie, even though I don't mean that in that it's bad. It's just, how many people went to see that? Like, not many. And yet, I bet the same people, if they'd have said, oh, well, just pay, like, a tenner on Prime or whatever, and you can stream it, I bet a lot of people would have done it. Yeah, here we are. I'm just looking at Black Adam now. So yeah, so around 200 million. That's not surprising though. I don't know if anyone's seen Black Adam. It is literally just 2 hours of action. It's just 2 hours of stuff exploding. It's a very expensive B movie. And it made 380 million. So again, take off 25%. Like, that movie barely broke even. Man, DC, like, there's got to be... Do you think there's someone at DC? There's got to be at least one, or probably more like a room full of people, but there's got to be somebody at DC, hasn't there, that's just screaming into a pillow, about the current state of like, the DC film slate, and just thinking, I fucking told you. I told all of you, And now, the kind of bubble is, it's not burst, but I think, the comic book thing has kind of peaked. It's definitely peaked. So it's on the decline. LG CS65 was 1200. Yeah, I know, and a 65-inch TV, like, that's a big fucking TV. Granted, it's not cinema size, but it's pretty fucking big. I love B movies too. I love it. Shazam 2 looks for generic. I want Shazam to be good though. I have a soft spot for Shazam. I really loved Shazam. I don't know if anyone's seen the first one, but that is like legit one of the best DC movies. If you haven't seen Shazam, like, go and see it. It's really fucking good. Yeah, it didn't reinvent the wheel, but it was just a solid movie. Like, it was a really, really solid movie. So I'm hoping Shazam 2 does well. Get the fuck out of here. That's the longest bot message I've ever seen. That was like 4 fucking lines. So, I think there are a lot of middle management people screaming into pillows. There has got to be, hasn't there? Because you just think about the trajectory of DC. They went from Man of Steel to Justice League in... When did Justice League come out, actually? Was it 2017? Because it was Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and then it was Justice League, right? Not the Snyder Cut. Yeah, 2017, yeah. So they went from Man of Steel to Justice League in 4 years. Marvel went from Iron Man 1 to Avengers in 4 years. I think a lot of people forget that. You know, it's not necessarily the time frame that was the problem. It's how they went about it. You know, they could have just done, you know, Man of Steel. Maybe they needed another year, but they could have done Man of Steel 2, Batman and Wonder Woman, and then introduced like Aquaman and the Flash alongside those movies, and then in Justice League. They could have done it. They could have done it properly. But yeah, they just, you know, they didn't want to wait. AAA games are in a mess, right? You know, that's a great topic to get onto, but it's too late to get into it now. But I was thinking, I can't remember what it was I was listening to. It might have been a snippet of Jeff Gersman's podcast, actually. I think the AAA games... Oh, I know what it was. Anybody remember when all that stuff about Bayonetta happened? You know, with the voice actress, with Bayonetta 3? I know that's kind of old news now, but does anyone remember, you know, when all that kicked off? And I remember people were throwing around that Bayonetta 3 was a AAA game. That was like a big talking point for it. You know, because she apparently was, you know, not offered a lot to do the role. And I thought it was, and I thought, yeah, and I remember thinking, like, is Bayonetta really AAA? Like, not, I wouldn't say so. Bayonetta's kind of niche, you know? It's not really, and I think, yeah, like, people throw around that term really, really easily these days, and I think it used to be, you know, going back a year, but it used to be more of an internal term for a developer or a publisher in terms of, like, how much money and effort they're going to put behind a game. And I think, yeah, you know, like the average person doesn't know Bayonetta. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, you know, that's ironic that person's name is the Fake King and it's a bot. Yeah, you know, I think I wouldn't say that's AAA, and I think now you've got in this really crazy thing where there's almost, I don't think this is a term, but you could almost call it like quadruple A for stuff like you know, Call of Duty, right? And then you've got like double A, which is more like what used to be B tier, and that's where like almost everything else is. So I don't know. It feels kind of like AAA doesn't really exist anymore in the same way it used to. Do you know? I said the new release of DC films makes me optimistic because Gunn calls the clickbait YouTubers out. He literally a few days called out one of them on Twitter. You know what? I mean, all power to him, but I do feel like they, you know, who gives a shit about those people? Like, YouTube, man, don't even, like, the state of YouTube and movie talk, oh god, it's criminal. It's such a shit fest these days. The truth got out. Yeah, I don't really know what happened I don't know how that all wrapped up on Bayonetta 3, but it was just, apparently, she was offered very little money for that game. And yeah, and then I think Platinum responded, but when I heard about it, there was no, you know, there was no proof either side. It was just, you know, he said, she said Twitter stuff, and I just don't follow that stuff. I think DMC is bigger than Bayonetta. I would agree, yeah, DMC is definitely bigger than Bayonetta. Although, but again, DMC is still somewhat niche. Do you know what I mean? Even though, you know, it is a really big franchise, but it's not, you know, not like AAA in the way that it, you know, that used to mean. So I did play Titanfall 2. I really liked Titanfall. I know you asked that earlier. I got distracted and we didn't talk about it. But yeah, Titanfall 2 was really good. EMC, if it's full 5 million, I wouldn't say it. Yeah, but, like, you know, think about it, man. 5 million in this day and age doesn't mean what it used to, like, 2 generations ago. You know? 5 million units on the PS3 was like a fucking, you know, that was insane numbers. Nowadays, like, not so much. Like, I think DMC is, and when I say niche, I mean more, you know, if you was to say, like, grab 100 people off the street and ask them, like, do you know Devil May Cry? You know, I'd be surprised if you had more than 25 people actually know what that is. I would say, you know, probably not. Like, I speak now more in terms of, like, not the enthusiast scene. Pac-Man Museum Plus for 12. I have no idea what's in Pac-Man Museum. If you want a good Pac-Man game, get Pac-Man Championship Edition DX. It's the best Pac-Man game ever. Oh, Jason Schreier leaked details of the actual pay, and it was way more than what Bayo's original voice actor was offered. Oh, okay. But, I don't know. On that note as well, with regards to the whole AAA thing, I saw, when all that was floating around, I saw people saying, like, oh, this is crazy because, Bayonetta's an iconic character. And I thought, dude, no. I love Bayonetta. I do. I fucking love Bayonetta. But she's not an iconic character. If you just showed, again, go into, like, your local shopping centre or whatever and just show people a picture of Bayonetta, how many people are going to be able to tell you, oh, I know what that's from. Like, I know that character. Like, it's... But, hyperbole is the language of the internet these days, It is, because it's the only thing that gets any traction. Anyway, I need to get going. It's fun chatting, but I need to go. What she was claimed... Oh, okay, fair enough. But yeah, I don't really follow all the drama, because I just don't care anymore. Honestly. Sorry, but I really don't. I just don't care. I followed the industry, with my ear to the ground for a very, very long time. I just do not care anymore. At the end of the day, we're all just... Like, at the end of the day, 99% of people are just consumers, so... But yeah, we're going to go and raid Jolly. He's on a 24-hour stream. He's playing Red Dead. I do want to try Red Dead at some point, so I won't stick around for long, but I'll check it out. But yeah, I will. I'm going to wrap up warm. I'm getting a taxi because I say it's like -4 out. It's fucking cold. So I'm not walking in that. No, thank you. But yeah, I will catch you guys at some point over the holiday. I'm going to do my Q&A on Monday on YouTube. That'll be on my main YouTube channel. It will save me uploading it. And that'll probably be my last stream until after Christmas, because I'm going back home then and doing like half of a moving job. So I will catch you guys then, probably. In the meantime, stay safe and stay warm. And yeah, I will catch you on Monday. Peace.